Hey everybody, my name is Derek Christensen, and today I wanted to talk about common law and informal marriages in Texas. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know how to reach out to me. You can find me in my email, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can find me on my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. So with that, let's dive right in. Now, this is an interesting topic. It doesn't come up too often because most marriages are kind of what you're thinking about. You have a wedding, it's all beautiful, the bride's crying, everything. But in this particular case, there are instances where you can have a marriage without actually going through the whole wedding. You don't have to sign anything, you don't have to do anything, in Texas at least, to get married if you follow these particular rules that are set by the laws of Texas. So again, there are two types of marriages: formal, informal. Formal is what you already know, but informal is, again, rare in Texas because Texas is probably one of only a few states that allow it. And really, you have to follow three criteria. The first is that you have to agree to be married. Pretty simple. As long as both people will agree to be married, you're good to go. The second one is that you have to live together after you agree to be married. So that one's also pretty simple. Usually it's a cohabitation situation, and most people are living physically together. Now again, living together is very important, and I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you have to live together in the state of Texas as well. I'll double check that. But either way, that's the second criteria. And the third one is probably the most important and the most contested point, and that is that the spouses, the alleged common law spouses, must hold out to the public and to their family and friends specifically that they are married. Now, the problem is that oftentimes you will have conflicting evidence. Sometimes these cohabitation situations are unique and different, and everybody treats them differently. So some people might say, oh yes, I'm boyfriend, girlfriend over here, and then say to their mom and dad, we're actually husband and wife. Or they go to the bank and they say one thing, but then they go to their employer and say a different thing. So it really just depends on how consistent these people are in explaining that they are married to the public. Now, why do I bring this up? Because I do estate planning and I do probate. And under Texas law, there are a lot of really sweet benefits for the spouses, if you're a spouse. So if you are a boyfriend and a girlfriend, you actually get no protection under the law. And if you don't have a will or a trust, the default laws of Texas never mention cohabitation partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, or anything like that. It always says spouse or, husband and wife. So that being the case, you really do, at least in the estate planning context, want to declare and have your marriage found to be valid, even if you never had a formal wedding ceremony where you signed documents and filed it with the county or whatever. Because if you don't do that and you are found to be just a boyfriend or just a girlfriend under the law, or fiance or whatever, you get no rights, you get no protections, and it's quite severe in how they treat you. So for instance, if you are found to be a spouse, if you're informal spouse or a formal spouse, common law spouse, if you're found to be any of those things, then you'll get protections from creditors. You can live in your house for the rest of your life. Nobody can kick you out, even if they own the house, or even if the bank wants to foreclose on it, they cannot kick you out. Credit card companies can't steal your money to a certain extent. They can't steal your car and other protected assets that are available only for spouses. So that's why it's extremely important that, again, in Texas, if you are not formally married and you wish to be married, I would tell everybody, I would sing it from the rooftops. I would never change boyfriend, and would never come out of my mouth ever again. I would always say I am the husband, from then on, because you never want any confusion. And if people can go to court and say, hey, we have a Facebook post here where they say boyfriend, and over here we have a Twitter post or a tweet that says husband, there's conflicting evidence. And in that circumstance, a judge could find you not a valid husband, or at least if you're speaking from my perspective. Continuing along that same line, you absolutely would want to go and get some kind of declaration of marriage, or you can even go to a courthouse. And I used to work for judges, and if you were testifying in front of the judge for something else, like if you were a witness to a case that has nothing to do with anything, if you say, my wife and I'm her husband, then that actually counts as you putting it on the record that you are the spouse. And so that actually can count as an informal marriage. It's not as ideal as a formal declaration of marriage. You certainly want to declare it on Facebook posts, tell all your friends and family about it. And one last thing is that Texas will oftentimes look at crediting. So if you are joint on the credit card, if you own a house together, if you make mortgage payments together, you pay for half, she pays for half, or whatever, that is often at times a healthy indicator that you are informally married if you don't have those other things I just mentioned. So gather as much evidence as you can and try to imagine you're trying to argue in front of a judge that you are actually married. And if you do that, you'll have a lot of protections under estate planning that are not available to boyfriends, girlfriends, fiancés, etc. So if you have any other questions on that, if you want to find out if you're informally married in Texas, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me directly, Derek, D-E-R-E-K, at legionlawpllc.com, or you can find me at my website, www.legionlawpllc.com. And with that, thanks for watching and have a great day.